On the sunny grasslands of Liuhua Plain, two leopards silently stalked a herd of deer grazing. The gentle wind blew, stirring the tall grass, concealing the silent footsteps of the two predators. They gradually separated, moving in two directions to surround the female deer standing outside the herd. When the opportunity came, both of them rushed out at the same time, their eyes shining, their claws touching the target. The female deer panicked, struggling to run, but the two leopards had already pinned her body to the ground. A loud roar from the deer. In a moment, the cry died down, the prey was lying motionless on the ground. The two leopards began to enjoy their feast. However, as the meal became more voracious, the ferocity in their eyes gradually became clear. The male leopard suddenly charged at the female leopard, knocking her off the deer's carcass as if chasing away a competitor. The female leopard growled, but was at a disadvantage, only managing to make a few weak pounces before retreating. The male leopard frantically attacked the female leopard. The female leopard tried to run away but was pinned down, her body trembling in the middle of the rough grass. After a strong slap, the female leopard lay motionless, eyes closed, breathing weakly. The male leopard did not care, turned back to continue eating the deer, as if nothing had happened. When full, the male leopard slowly stood up, licked his lips, then quietly walked deeper into the field. The female leopard was still lying there, with many wounds, her body almost motionless next to the deer's carcass. Night gradually fell, the red sun sank completely below the horizon, leaving behind a cold darkness. The female leopard opened her eyes slightly, her gaze hazy, but she did not have enough strength to move. Strange sounds rang out from afar, the wheels grinding through the dry ground signaled something unusual. The next morning, a patrol car suddenly appeared, its headlights shining on the empty grassland, slowly stopping. The car door opened, and a man in a green uniform and brown hat stepped out. He was Ezekiel Mumba, a veteran ranger who had been attached to Liuhua Plain for more than 2 decades. Ezekiel slowly approached, his eyes scanning the deer carcass and stopping on the female leopard. He knelt down, reaching out to check the wild animal's breathing and weak pulse. "Little girl, what have you been through?" Ezekiel muttered, his eyes filled with worry. Deep wounds and bruises covered the leopard's body, traces of an unequal battle. Although it was a predator, the leopard now lay there like a weak victim waiting for help. Ezekiel stood up, looked around to determine a plan to bring it to the nearest operation center. Alone in the wilderness, he knew he couldn't wait for help, he had to do it himself. Ezekiel knelt down again, slid his hand under the leopard's belly, and lifted it carefully. Despite his old age, he was still strong, but the leopard was heavier than he had imagined. Sweat beaded on his forehead as he braced himself, lifted the leopard onto his shoulder, and took each step with firmness. Under the last rays of the setting sun, he walked across the vast plain, the blood and bones of the deer behind him. The car was parked 100 meters away, and each step seemed to double the distance. The female leopard stirred occasionally, her breathing ragged but still alive. Ezekiel gently placed her in the trunk, which was covered with a piece of sunshade. He started the engine, turned the car around, and headed toward the Liuhua Plain base camp. In the car, he radioed the emergency to the Conservation Medical Department. A female voice called out, "Take her to the southern rescue area, we'll be ready." After more than 20 minutes, the truck arrived at the station, the medical lights were on, waiting. 2 staff members ran out, opened the truck's doors, and loaded the female onto a mobile stretcher. Ezekiel followed closely behind, his eyes never leaving the wild animal he had just rescued. She was beaten, probably a male fighting over territory or food, he said. The female was taken into the center's state-of-the-art veterinary emergency room. The staff closed the door, and Ezekiel sat in the hallway, watching the night sky fall. He didn't know if the animal would survive, but he had done all he could. Inside the medical room, 2 veterinarians began treating the wounds along the leopard's shoulder and abdomen. They shaved the hair around the torn skin, disinfected, and bandaged each wound carefully. The leopard was still unconscious, but its muscle reflexes showed that it was still alive. A nurse injected a strong dose of resuscitation and pain relief into the leopard's hind leg. The heart rate began to stabilize, and breathing gradually improved through the measuring device. There was no internal injury, but there was a lot of blood loss and severe exhaustion, the doctor said. After more than an hour of surgery and care, the leopard was taken to an isolated recovery area. The room was large, with clean dry straw and a wooden frame surrounding it, creating a feeling of being close to nature. Ezekiel walked in, sat outside the wooden frame, and looked at the female leopard wrapped in white bandages lying still. Every day he came, bringing fresh meat and observing the animal's reactions. On the third day, the female leopard opened her eyes for the first time, her gaze still hazy but full of survival instinct. On the fifth day, she was able to lick her wound and move her left leg gently. The doctors were pleased when the wound dried up, and the blood stopped oozing from the old scratches. The female leopard gradually regained her strength, starting to walk around the cage with a slight limp. Ezekiel gave her a temporary name, Sana, which means life in the local Lozi language. Sana, you are stronger than anything I have ever seen, he said during feedings. The first week passed, the wound healed completely, leaving only a few scars on her back and shoulders. The doctors confirmed that she was ready to return to the wild. Early in the morning, under the gentle sunlight, Ezekiel opened the gate of the cage, leading Sana out of the recovery area. The leopard walked slowly, then picked up speed, as if remembering the smell of dry grass and wild wind. Ezekiel walked beside her, his and the animal's footsteps blending on the soft ground. He did not use a leash, he trusted that Sana would not turn around. When he reached a clearing, he stopped and patted its back. Sana looked at him for a long time, as if wanting to say something that could not be said. Then it walked quickly into the tall grass forest, its body blending into the morning sunlight. Ezekiel stood there watching, his hands raised high as if saying goodbye to his newly formed friend. Birds flew up from afar, the sound of the wind blowing through it shook the heart. Sana had returned to nature, where it belonged, stronger than the scars on its body. Ezekiel turned back, feeling relieved, knowing that he had just saved a precious life. In Liuwa Plain, every creature has a chance to live, whether strong or weak. Sana is now part of the legend of the grasslands, a story that will be passed down forever. Its footprints will forever be imprinted on the ground, as a testament to its willpower and resurrection. Ezekiel returned to the station, writing everything down in his diary, his eyes still filled with emotion. Every afternoon, he would look out at the grasslands, hoping to see Sana running in the wind again. Because he knew, life is a miracle, and that day, he did the right thing. An old ranger, an abandoned female leopard, and a new beginning in the wilderness. Liuwa Plain is more than nature, it is a place where lives are protected by human love. And in the African afternoon light, that story will live forever with the grass and the wind. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.